Hey, hey! All right, so back here out on the porch of pain, and we're talking about marketing ugly again. I had a client years ago. This was years ago when I first got into direct response, who really got pissed off. Well, they got upset. I wouldn't say they're pissed. But they got upset because we got them too much business, right? They had too big a response from the mailing we did. So let me tell you a little bit about the story. My first direct response business was close to 30 years ago, and I started a business where I would go give placemats to restaurants, and I sold advertising on the placemats. So it would, that was the gig. The restaurant got their placemats for free. I made money for selling ads and printing and delivering the placemats. It's a tough business. Tougher now, but it was a tough business even back then. But here's the thing. I called a local Domino's Pizza to sell them an ad. The Domino's Pizza said, well, we have a guy who handles that for us, so why don't you call this guy? The guy's name was John Phillips. So I called John, and there's some bugs out here today flying around the Florida no-see-ums. Anyway, so I called John. John listened to what I had to say, and he said, look, that's the kind of stuff that we do, but why don't you come in and let me show you what we're doing. You make a lot more money selling for us, and you have to do nearly the work. I get the feeling that he just appreciated the fact that I was just trying to create a business or create something out of nothing. So I hopped in the car, drove over to his office. We sat down, talked, and I ended up selling for him. And I rolled out a program that he was rolling out with Domino's where we did magnet mailers. So these were magnets that were about business card size, but they had a tail on them. So it was it was a square, actually kind of a rectangle. The magnet part was the business card size that was up top, and then the tail had the coupons on it. And depending on what you want to do, there's 3 or 4 different designs the people at the pizza places could pick from. So I called one guy, I think he was in Georgia, and sold him a run of 5,000, which is the minimum run that we were doing. And he, when we got him printed and addressed and everything, we were getting ready for his first drop, and we called him and said, okay, look, why don't we do 2,500 this week and 2,500 next week? And the guy said, nah, it's fine. Just do the 5,000. So he's thinking that he's going to get a response like a postcard. He mails out a postcard. He gets the bump in business. It's profitable, but it is what it is. He makes the money that he makes from it. Well, we mailed these 5,000 magnet mailers, and we kind of knew what was going to happen, even though we tried to tell him, but he was just, no, just mail them all, just mail them all, just mail them all. Well, these magnet mailers were getting huge attention in the mailbox, so the response rate was off the charts, right? So we had, so we dropped all 5,000, and on Friday night, I guess probably around 11 o'clock or something, if memory serves, he called and left a voicemail. Now, of course, we're in the print and direct mail business, so Friday night, we're gone. I mean, we're banker's hours, 9 to 6, Monday through Friday. So this guy calls, and he goes, oh my God, what did you people do? What's going on? I'm so behind. All my deliveries are late, et cetera, et cetera. He's calling in drivers, trying to get things covered. He added new drivers on Saturday, and he was able to handle it. But we called him back on Monday to follow up with him, and he was just on about how it was the busiest weekend he'd ever had, and what in the hell, and they were swamped, and they're a bunch of late deliveries on Friday. This is back when they were still doing $3 off if you were late over 30 minutes, and it was just it was a clusterfuck for him because it was too much. But of course, now if you're going to get too much or too little, see, too much can be as bad as too little in some businesses. Now, if you're just selling DVDs or if you're selling digital products, then you can't have too much, right? Because you just burn some more CDs or DVDs or the download, just download more. As long as your server doesn't crash, you can't have too much. But if you're in a bricks and mortar business where you actually have to deliver, it takes time and effort to deliver, you can get too much business. And that can be as bad as too little. But what we don't want to do, you don't want to stop using a marketing technique because you get too much business. You just want to scale it back a little bit, right? You still want to get all the business. But anyway, the point of the story is that magnet mailer was getting attention because there was nothing like it going out, to the best of my knowledge, anywhere at the time. It was the only kind of mailer of its kind that was going out. And because of that, it got huge attention in the mailbox. Attention is the coin of the realm when it comes to marketing. That's why the headline, when you're running print ads, the headline is 80% of the success of your ad, because that's what's going to get the attention of the prospective buyers. So that's my point here, is that you want to get attention. Now, I know I beat up attention last week, and now it's Monday, and I'm beating up attention again. You think maybe I'm talking about it so much because it's important, or you think I just like talking about it. So that's my point. The magnet mailer got massive attention, blew the guy out, blew his weekend out. He had a great weekend, but blew his numbers out for the weekend. And that's what can happen when you use a media that is different. When they open the mailbox or open the magazine or get online and your stuff looks different from everybody else's, that's what happens. You get a massive attention, and it will help you with your response dramatically. That's why ugly marketing, because it gets attention. Talk to you tomorrow. Cheers.